This is cool. Is this a song? This is your song.
Who's John Williams?
Oh, this is John's show. I'm filling in.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
John Williams, the guy that wrote the theme. Why isn't he the Star Wars guy?
Yeah, he's scoring another movie.
Really?
Yeah.
That's weird. I was late because I was...
This is a Captain Fun theme. Let's
listen. Can you listen to this and not...
I could listen if you'd shut up. That's really the bigger problem we're having right now. What is this from?
My friend Roy wrote it. Big Dog Music. If you close your eyes, Steve, you can almost see a cartoon character happily walking down an alley.
This is no time for you to hallucinate. This is very
Picture
cool.
me traveling the 50 states, Steve. I've been to them all. I know all. I see all. I've done it all when it comes to traveling.
What was the first state you traveled to?
Well, I guess Illinois, because I was born here.
Right. And what was the last?
Oh, that travel was the most difficult.
Right.
Oh, my God. You talk about a cavity search. Oh.
What about the last state? What was the last state you traveled to?
The last state was Puerto Rico.
And that completed the circle.
That completed the cycle.
That'd be 51 then, wouldn't it?
Well, actually 52 because I did go to the District of Columbia.
Right.
Which does not have statehood.
Let's argue about the congressional representation of the District of Columbia instead of doing Captain Fun.
I would love that.
No, we're not going to do that.
Yeah.
All right, so you've been everywhere twice.
At least.
All right, so people can call now at 312-591-7200, and they can name a city they're going to, they've gone to, or a place they went to that maybe they didn't have fun.
Right, and we can tell them, because I'm sure you've been out of this box.
I have traveled to more than 7 states.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, because travel, the motto of the Travel Channel is be a traveler, not a tourist. When you go, you got to wring every drop of fun out of the location that you're going to, which is what we do.
And I assume you've had some fun and some not so fun experiences.
Oh, both, Steve.
Captain Fun has not always been a good time.
Sometimes there's a sad face on this clown.
312-591-7200.
The old commercial with the Native American crying
Right.
on the side of the road?
That's
that could have been me.
That could have been Captain Sad.
Sure.
Yeah. And when Captain Fun has a bad day, what does Captain Fun do to turn that frown upside down?
3 triple lattes and something I like to call a briny boo, which my cameraman invented. It's Kettle One vodka, tonic, and a lemon. You have that concoction, and you're gonna have a good time. The people around you might not.
Well, you remember your good time once that's over?
Oh, sure.
Sure, it's all a matter of public record.
Yeah. Or people come up to you the next day. Did you really? Yes.
So, now, since you mentioned the Travel Channel, I don't know if you're aware of this. You actually host a show, which, by the way, my favorite show on cable television. Heck, my favorite show on television, period. And that show is Taste of America with your host, Mark DeCarlo.
Wow, yes, it is. It's on Tuesday nights. And again on Saturdays in the afternoons, I believe.
Right. They rerun it about 75 times a week because it's that good.
It is that good.
And now the new season is just completed. They're doing editing at this point.
That's true. And they start airing in January.
Right.
But not everyone is as fanatical a fan as you are. See, some people have missed a couple of episodes along the way from the first 2 seasons, so they'll be able to watch them between now and the end of the year. And on November 10th, full day marathon.
Oh, well, that's great.
You just get yourself 2 pairs of boxers so you don't have to get up.
And have a briny boo.
Yeah, have briny boo, maybe a 12-pack of Special Export.
Maybe it's time to admit you do have a problem. Now, if I go to the website, can I get any of the shows on my video iPod?
Yes, you can, actually.
I don't have a video iPod.
I'll get you one.
That'd be great.
I'll get you one like you gave me the Dick Cavett DVDs from the last time I was on. You're showboating and big leaguing me. Oh, we'll get Mark the DVDs, the Dick Cavett DVDs.
When was the last time you were on?
About an hour before you had Dick Cavett on a couple weeks ago.
And you haven't gotten them yet, Mr. Diva? I'll tell you what, we've got.
Hey, the mail comes to my house every day, Steve.
We have them back in the office. You get one DVD until your behavior changes.
You know what? Heavy is the head upon which lies the captain's hat. You think just anybody can be Captain Fun? Huh? Huh? I've risen through. I was Private Hilarious. I was Corporal Icky. I was Major Payne, and now I'm Captain Fun.
Oh, don't mistake the Major Payne stuff. You're still kind of living there. Janet's in Wakanda.
Oh, God.
On News Talk 720 WGN. Janet, don't be afraid. Mark's having a religious experience.
Is Wakanda in the Dells, Janet?
Not quite.
Okay. What's your travel-related question for Steve and I?
Well, actually, first thing Sunday morning, my husband and I are going to be going to Savannah, Georgia for the very first time and want to know what's the best things to do there.
Well, let me ask you a preliminary question. Why are you going to Savannah?
Well, we were watching the Travel Channel, and we were watching a show, and they were talking about how Savannah was really haunted and had all these haunted places, and we thought it'd be a great place to go for Halloween.
All right. And
you're going there specifically for Halloween.
Right.
Right.
Oh, that's great. All right. Well, there's like a riverfront. First of all, it's a beautiful city.
It is a beautiful
It'll
city.
be nice and warm now. It's
Right.
kind of like New Orleans without the really great music. But they have it's humid.
Yes.
There's a waterfront there that will remind you of again New Orleans. Lots of great bars. There's a great coffee place called the
Place where you get coffee.
Yes.
I believe
No, it's called Duke's. It's right on the river there. They have great Southern chicory coffee there.
Is that next to Coffee Y'all?
Coffee Y'all and such.
I see. All right, fine.
And the balloon place where
All
they
right.
make the Mylar balloons, the Halloween balloons.
All right, but for nighttime activities, which is more Halloween, what is she doing?
You can get in a big white carriage pulled by horses that seats about 12 people, and they will take you on a haunted Savannah tour. They'll take you to some cemeteries. They'll take you to a place where some people were hung during the 1800s.
Right, good times.
And then you end up at a Hooters.
Hooters?
Which is the scariest part.
Actually,
Has your husband ever been to a Hooters?
I'm sure he has, with my son, actually.
How old's your son?
24.
Okay.
Yeah, well, hopefully he drove. And Janet, I would suggest, I used to live in Charleston, Janet, which is just down the road a piece. That's what we say in the South.
Sure it is.
From Savannah. And I would suggest a retail store called Just Bocephus, which is right there in Savannah. And you can go in and get all sorts of T-shirts and hats, basically anything for a guy named Bocephus. So that'd be my suggestion, Janet, if you get a chance.
And what you want to do, there's, here in Chicago, people walk up to you and they say good day and they'll shake hands. It's very different down in the South. What you want to do, when you walk up to a gentleman in the South, you walk up to him, you take both of your arms and you run them up and down his back, slowly and luxuriously, as you hold him to your bosom, and then you say, "How you do?"
Janet, can you do that?
I think I can.
Yeah. All right. And do us a favor.
If you don't, it's considered rude.
And by the way, we've talked to your husband, and he's in on the joke. He's going to act like he's upset by that.
Yeah.
But it's all part of the gag.
It's part of a grand master ruse.
Yeah, so have a good time with that.
Okay, perfect. I got it.
You're listening to the highly informative Captain Fun. This is Gary and Aurora on News Talk 720. WGN. Gary, where are you going?
Barrow, Alaska.
Oh.
What are you on the
Why?
run?
You're running from the law?
Hello.
Who'd you kill?
No, I'm on a quest to visit all 50 states before I turn 50, and I got a free ticket on Alaska Airlines, and so I thought I'd make them take me as far as they could.
Oh, you'll show them, because once you get there, I'm sure it's going to be. I haven't even been there, Gary.
Now, where have you been in Alaska?
I've been to Alaska. I've been to Juneau. I've been to Anchorage. I've been to
Toronto?
Yes, Toronto, Alaska.
Yes.
The place where they have the moose. Don't go to Barrow, Alaska. Are you nuts? Have you looked at a map, Gary?
Yeah, my second choice was Adak Island, which is halfway to Tokyo.
Oh, you're nuts, Gary. How long are you going to be there?
Friday to Monday.
Are you bringing a girl with you?
No.
Oh.
Are you alone?
Yeah, I'm going to be. My wife didn't want to go. Tickets were $1,800.
She's like, well, imagine why. Can't imagine your wife said no to that dream trip.
She's a keeper, Gary. What are you going to do while you're there?
I don't know. That's why I called you.
All right, well, I'll tell you what. There's a great Motel 6 there.
Yeah.
And they get no cable.
You know, it'd be great. It'd be great, Gary, if you get on Google right now and start with hypothermia and treatment. And I would suggest you bring those notes with you, and that might be a good time in the room.
You know, the Native Alaskans have 53 words for snow.
Is that right?
Yes. And just one word for idiot. You know what it is?
Gary?
That's correct.
Gary, now when will you be traveling?
When?
Yes.
In May.
Oh, in May?
First of May.
Well, it's amazing.
But there's actually cool stuff to see in Anchorage. You can go up to like fishing. Do you like to fish, Gary? You fisherman?
That's not the point. Everybody goes to Anchorage.
You're just a contrarian, aren't you, Gary?
I want to be the guy that goes to Barrow, to the end of the line.
You're a contrarian, aren't you, Gary?
I'm a what?
You're a contrarian, aren't you?
No, I'm a Presbyterian.
Saw that coming. Saw that coming down the highway. Hey, Gary, I want to give you a lobstergram, 1-800-LIVE-LOB or livelob.com.
The lobsters won't even go to Barrow.
No, you can't. And by the way, you cannot bring the lobster with you, even though your wife won't be going.
Crap.
All right, stand by for Ecuador. Oh, crap is actually south of Barrow, Gary. Crap, Alaska. All right, let's switch.
I'm a Presbyterian. I don't think he was kidding, Steve. That's...
We're back with Captain Fun. We're in the John Show. Abbreviated Saturday, Steve Cochran Show tomorrow at 9 because I got stuff to do. No. It's not true. It's Northwestern football. Jim standing by in Milwaukee. By the way, we found the Dick Cavett stuff you were whining about earlier. We've got them on beta. Is that cool?
That's perfect, actually.
Okay.
Yeah,
Right,
I haven't upgraded.
Jim's in Milwaukee, and Jim, where would you like Captain Fun to tell you what's fun there? Ecuador, of course, one of the 50 great states in America.
Yeah, you want to go to the Abraham Lincoln Memorial there in Ecuador, and then there's the famous Busch Brewery and Disneyland. But what you could do when you go to Disneyland, Ecuador, is you can buy the e-pass that allows you to cut in front of the line, so you pass all the little brown people without shoes waiting poverty-stricken in line.
You know what's cool, too, is Six Flags over Quito. That's one of my
Isn't he one of the Jackson 5?
Quito? Yeah, there's Quito, Tito, Michael, and the rest. No, Ecuador, Jim, is not one of the 50 states, which is where Captain Fun specializes.
But it should be, damn it! And
let me throw a couple at you, just
Sure.
to save some time, because we're pressed for time.
Sure. We can
All
do
right.
state capitals?
No. I'll name a state.
Oh, all right.
You tell me what's fun there. Or is a city better? I suppose a city.
Yeah,
right?
state's an awful big net to cast, Steve.
Right. Why don't we say one of your favorite cities, St. Louis?
Oh. You know what's fun there? Watching the Tigers win a World Series game.
All right.
And watching all those people wearing their red outfits crying all the way home.
How about Newark?
Newark makes the world takes. Newark smells funny. When you land at Newark and you come out of the thing at the airport, there's a smell there that smells like grandpa underpants. Which I believe, I think that's their new marketing campaign.
Leslie, weren't we in a band called Grandpa's Underpants?
You
Wasn't that one of
bet.
our bands?
After our trip to Newark.
It was excellent. Now, where did you go when you were in Jersey? And I know you've been to Jersey many times, but where did you go to do the show when you were in Jersey?
We went to the boardwalk there, and we went where saltwater taffy was invented.
Oh, Atlantic City, of course.
Yes, the Atlantic City boardwalk. And you know what? Saltwater taffy it's very, very chewy.
Yeah.
And I met I love the not the plush toys, but the mascots. You know, they have to dress up in the suits.
Yeah.
There was a saltwater taffy mascot who was actually melting in his suit on the boardwalk.
He was dressed like saltwater taffy.
Yeah, I think his name was Salty.
Oh,
They're not that
seems to
creative in Jersey.
Kind of makes sense. Now, are you a gambler at all?
Oh, sure.
So what do you play when you're in the casinos?
I like the dice. I like the craps.
You're a craps guy.
Sure I am.
Are you any good?
Well, I mean, it's not me, Steve. It's the dice.
I see. You ever had a real strong run at the tables?
Yes, but, I was able to make it to the bathroom, so it wasn't an issue.
No. I refer to your winnings.
Oh, yes, I have.
Yes.
Made, you
Yes.
make a run.
Yeah, and what would you say the big number was that you didn't declare in your taxes?
$2,500.
You won $2,500?
I did.
How much did you declare?
Nothing. Oh, I'm a tax cheat, Steve. You think I'm going to declare these Dick Cavett DVDs? Hell no.
I wouldn't declare them either.
No.
Now, I had a question that came up earlier in the show, and I don't mean to take Captain Fun off the tracks, but we're so short on time.
Sure.
And it's a question I wanted to ask you about.
Yes.
I was told earlier today by someone whose opinion I don't respect.
Okay. Was it me?
No. You're someone else whose opinion I don't respect. That I'm at 45 years old, that I can no longer call people dude. And, of course, my mother recently also brought, well, not so much recently.
You call your mother dude?
Well, she's pretty hip. But my mother informed me not long ago that I could no longer wear my baseball cap or my golf cap backwards.
Ooh. I would agree.
Where do you fall on this important issue?
Well, I would agree with her on the cap backwards. Go forwards. And if you were on an FM station, I would say I'd give you till 52 to use dude. But using dude on an AM news talk station at 45.
Where I'm credible, right? Don't you think I'm credible?
Yeah, sure. Yeah. It depends on who you're talking to. If you're talking like a 70-year-old guy, then dude is ironic and funny. If you're like sidling up to like a 23-year-old girl and you call her dude, and your hat's backwards,
right? How about the Flavor Flav chain? Is that still okay for me?
Yes.
All right.
Yeah, I'm surprised you keep it so quiet. Is that why the foam is on the front of it so it doesn't hit the desk while you're talking?
Right.
Have you seen that show?
Flavor Flav?
It's ridiculously insane.
It's like driving by an accident. You have to watch. You can't stop yourself.
A girl had an accident on the show.
Right.
On the floor of his living room.
I understand. Alabama.
No, I think it's in Beverly Hills. Oh, Alabama.
No. Captain Fun. We're back to Captain Fun. Alabama. You have to remember I have attention deficit disorder.
Did you
Captain
just tell me
Fun.
that?
Alabama.
I don't remember. That must have been one of the Briny Boo cities.
Really?
Yeah, that's a state. You said you were going to do cities. Do cities.
Birmingham, Alabama.
Well, I was on the Freedom Trail there.
You were?
Yes. With No, we weren't. There is a Freedom Trail Museum in Birmingham, Alabama,
Okay.
and you can see videos and artifacts from the Civil Rights Acts of the 50s and 60s.
Was it fun?
Not for the people that were involved, but
Right.
I think it certainly has made society more fun and equitable. Sure.
Absolutely.